This past week, I picked up my camera to film every meal that I really enjoyed, that digested well or gave me energy, and any meals that I noticed myself making more than once. And I thought this would be a more well-rounded or holistic view on what I'm nourishing myself with than one single day out of the week. These recipes are very simple, but I hope that they give you some new meal inspo. And at the end of the day, I just want to inspire deep presence with food in general, which has really helped me with my binge eating and just making the moment intentional. I normally never eat when I have anxiety. I breathe deeply into my tummy and take breaks. Like, I actually will put my fork down throughout when I'm eating, which I never did growing up, and I really tune into my body and breathe into my diaphragm to help my digestion. And even when I'm eating with someone, I will take moments of pause because your saliva actually helps you to start to break down the food. And if you're talking a lot, you might notice that you don't have as great of digestion after that meal. So I just use food as medicine and eating from a place of love rather than from a place of fear. So let's make some yummy meals and take some deep belly breaths. I hope you like it. Picking out fresh produce at the beginning of every week is one of my favorite things to do. Grocery stores are literally a safe space for me, and I just love picking out local fruits and veggies in new countries because there are different seasonal things available. And every market I walked into, you would think I'd never been to a grocery store before because of how excited I was, but some of my favorites were all the citrus and the heirloom tomatoes and cucumbers and fresh lettuce greens that they had. And you'll see that I incorporated these throughout the week. And I'm making this video also for any other vegans who happen to come to Paris and want some simple meal inspo, because I will always choose to cook for myself over eating out. But not everything that I used was exactly local, but it's okay. You know, we do what we can. I started off by sauteing some mushroom, onion, and pepper, and I added this green goddess seasoning. I'll put all the ingredients to that on the screen. It's so addicting. It's actually from Trader Joe's and I brought it with me, but I pressed some firm tofu and just crumbled it right into my pan. You can season it in a bowl separately, but I just put it all in one. I just added some turmeric and even more of the green goddess seasoning, some salt and pepper and fresh spinach, as well as the heirloom tomato. This is really important because the juices give the tofu so much flavor and it really takes it over the top. I also made some potatoes on the side. These are the best strawberries ever. They just look not genetically modified and they taste so fresh. I boiled these and then I roasted these potatoes and then I just added salt and pepper and they're really yummy. I made a really simple and classic breakfast with my sweet friend Leah, or Leah's Field Notes here on the old YouTubes.
There you go. Try it out.
It's still slightly creamy. 10 out of 10.
This tastes a bit sweet to me.
It's an appropriate amount of sugar. B2, B12, and D2.
Oh, well, look at that.
Fortified. If you didn't know, the US has the highest rate of osteoporosis and the highest rate of milk consumption, so something's not adding up.
I forget what article I was reading, but they were talking about how it's like your osteocells are like working hard to break down what's in milk, but if you're drinking so much milk, you have to constantly be using these cells. So they also have to divide more, and their lifespan is just like, not their lifespan, but each time it divides, it's like not as fresh as it was when you're like out the womb.
It's so confusing that we don't really learn this in school because even taking too much of any vitamins is really bad for you.
Yeah.
So we need like an adult nutrition course, I feel like.
I don't know, like so many medical schools are like, still have, what is it, like dairy companies, like, helping fund them, and it just does not make sense.
And that's the tea for today. Our breakfast consisted of 2 different kinds of toast, avocado toast and jam toast, and then some granola with vegan yogurt and fruit. and it's just like a breakfast charcuterie. I loved it so much. Every single day, I take my Symbiotic Plus. You may know Ritual as my go-to multivitamin and protein, but they now have a 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplement to help support gut, digestive, and immune health, which has just been a major part of my lifestyle this past year. So I'm super grateful that Ritual is sponsoring today's video. Prebiotics support the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria living in the gut. Probiotics are live microorganisms and are included to relieve bloating, gas, and mild and occasional diarrhea. And the postbiotic provides fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining and supports gut barrier function. Ritual uses 2 of the world's most clinically studied strains of probiotics with 11 billion CFUs for digestive support, all within 1 daily capsule essenced with mint that has a delayed release designed to help reach the colon, an ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. There's no refrigeration needed, which just makes it really accessible to take on the go and just keep it on your shelf right in your face every single day. And just like all of Ritual's products, Symbiotic Plus boasts a clean formula that's vegan friendly and formulated without GMOs, major allergens, animal products, or artificial colors. Symbiotic Plus is also made traceable, showing you every labeled ingredient, supplier, and key studies that go into their vegan-friendly product. Subscriptions are delivered to your door monthly with free shipping, and Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides, and truly support your gut health. So they're offering you 20% off of your first month using my code HITOMI20. That's 20% off during your first month by going to ritual.com/hitomi and using my code HITOMI20 at checkout. And just to dive into my breakfast with Leah a little bit more, I recreated that like 5 more times throughout the week. And so I wanted to show you specifically what I really like to add. The strawberries here are unbeatable and addicting. And I found this vegan almond fermented yogurt that is unsweetened that is just so yummy. And also this hazelnut based granola, which also had a low amount of sugar, which I'm just really aware of because in the US there's a lot of extra added sugar and I'm very sensitive to that. So this was my go-to little breakfast bowl. I would add cinnamon and a little bit of agave, and I also munched on these little vegan breakfast crackers and it was so bomb. And another one of my breakfast staples is just having lemon ginger tea every morning, little bit of agave. It really hits the spot. And my go-to snacks, as a lot of you guys have seen, include cucumber, carrot, and just hummus, rice cakes, and some fresh fruit. I love taking little snackies like this to the park. My very first croissant in Paris. Thank you. Oh my god. I forgot how good these are. Croissants are so good. When I was younger, we would get a huge pack from Costco. I would slice it in half and bake it and make sandwiches out of them. Wow. This is my go-to lunch here. I've been making this several times a week, and I just start off by making some couscous, which is surprisingly so easy to make. It's not like rice, guys, it's different. But I'm cutting up my fresh cucumber. This is how you cut a cucumber if you didn't know. And some heirloom tomato. There is some hummus on this tomato. It's not mold, I promise, but I chopped up the rest of my tomato and just pretty much threw everything into the couscous with some avocado, and you can also add onion and chickpea as well. I just squeezed some lemon, and you can add olive oil, but I topped this off with that Green Goddess seasoning and a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I added the leftover potato, some soy protein, and some lettuce greens with some lemon on top. Super simple, but so nourishing and fresh and really hit the spot. And this was my go-to salad that, once again, I've been making so frequently with some tofu. I just use any kind of vegan protein that I have on hand every now and then, whether that's beans or tofu or seitan. But I'm adding, once again, tomato, cucumber, avocado, and lemon, as well as that green goddess seasoning. And it's such a simple assortment of, items of food, but it just comes together so nicely and is so refreshing.
This salad is so good. It took me less than 5 minutes to put together, and I feel like the avocado just makes it really creamy. And I did this off camera, but after I massaged it with my hand, and you can add a drizzle of olive oil to this, but I'm a really simple salad girl. I actually used to not eat salad with dressing, so I'm very much into the taste of the lettuce leaves.
For dinner, Moya and Leah came over one evening, and I made this really simple macro bowl situation with ramen noodles and broccoli steamed, sauteed carrot and mushrooms, and roasted tempeh with a lemon tahini sauce, just literally lemon, tahini, some seasoning, and some agave, and it had this Alfredo consistency that was so good. So I highly recommend that if you're ever having friends over. You can make a lot of it, and it's really inexpensive. And then another dinner that I made that was very nourishing was this turmeric rice bowl. I just made rice with turmeric and seasoned it with some garlic powder, salt, olive oil, and then I sauteed this soy protein with tomato, mushroom, and chili seasonings, and it tasted so good. A little bit of spice in there, and I served it with a little side salad of, once again, tomato, cucumber, olive oil, lemon, salt and pepper, and avocado. And I've never been someone who's been so into simple salads like this, but because the tomatoes and pretty much everything is just so fresh, it is so enjoyable.